How's it going, everyone? It is Andre Williams, and over here we talk stocks and we focus on one thing. Always protect your profits. And today we're going to be talking about Exela. We did not get into this play inside the private group. It doesn't have a bullish setup, but at the same time, I want to make sure I give you guys an update video because I know many of you are also shareholders as well. So before we get started, of course, we got to go over the agenda. If you are new to this channel, I just want to let you know we have timestamps down below inside the description. But if you are a shareholder or you're thinking about taking a position, I highly suggest you watch this full entire video. So the first thing we're going to be going over is a technical analysis. We want to take a look at the areas of support. Exela did not have a strong day today, but doesn't mean that it's over. Not necessarily, and I'm going to be showing you why. And then secondly, we're going to be taking a look at the order flow distribution. This is key. We want to know, what are institutions up to? Are they loading up? Are they selling shares? This is very key because it will have an impact on the price action. And then when all of that is done, we'll be jumping into the final thoughts and as well as some more details. So let's get to it. So we're going to be doing a technical analysis for Exela. So let's see how it performed on the day. So it ended up closing at $3.05, being down 6.73%. On the low, it tested $2.91, and then on the high, testing $3.21. And when we take a look at what's going on in after hours at the time of this recording, it is at $2.99. Now, let's take a look at the volume stats on the day. So far, it's traded at 64.192 million. And as far as for the average volume over 10 trading days, it's usually around 244.321 million. So this is well below average for Exela, and it's part of the reasons why we're seeing downward pressure on the stock price. But there's still some good things to look forward to. Let me go further into technicals. So when we take a look at the RSI down below, you can see it's around 57.19. So it is cooling off quite a bit. Keep in mind it was as high, being here at 76.91. So when we see where it's lining up with our indicators, of course we've been on a run, so it's above the 200-day, the 100-day, and as well as the 21-day EMA. And one of the things we need to pay attention to, we are sitting right on support for Exela. So I talked about how key it was for it to hold up the areas in regards to 260, 280, 290, and as well as $3. And we're holding around those levels. We ended up testing $3.21 before being hit with some selling pressure. But of course, do keep in mind we're able to come back and close the day at 305. So there's still more time for Exela to make some strong moves to the upside. But do keep in mind, so far the pattern is looking fairly bearish at the moment. So I want to make sure if you're planning to go into this stock, that you have a game plan. So one thing that we do know and we are aware of, and I pointed this out, you want to see 290 continue to hold. We tested 291 today. We want to see a continuation of that. If it decides to pull back even further, then the next level we want to see hold up will be right here around the 280 level. And if it decides to pull back even more, then I'm definitely looking forward to seeing some strength here right around this 260 level. Inside the private group, we did not play Exela because we didn't really like how it was looking. So for anyone who's looking to get into this play, just make sure you have the right entry and exit strategy and keep an eye on the volume, especially what's going down inside of the pre-market and how much momentum the stock is actually having. Now let's take a look at the order flow distribution for Exela. So we can see here on the inflow we had 42 and on the outflow we have 37. So we have 12 on the large for the inflow, 23 on the medium, 7 on the small. As far as for the outflow side, we have 12 on the large, medium we had 18, and then small we had 6. Keep in mind this is in the millions. When we take a look at the large scale orders in the last 5 days, you can see on the 19th it was a small outflow day. This is in the millions and it was at 0.11. As far as for July the 16th, we saw we had 4.71, and on the 15th we had 1.9, and of course on 13 and the 14th we had it at 13 apiece negative, and now we're outflow days. But there still continues to be strength. Institutions are continuing to load up inside of Exela. So this gives me a lot to look forward to in regards to a strategy. If I see a bullish setup, then I'll get people inside my private group and let them know, hey, this is looking fairly good. But for the most part, it definitely does show Exela still looks like it could have a ton of more momentum, but we have to make sure we're patient, especially if we're considering to get into an entry. So now let's jump into the final thoughts. So for my final thoughts for Exela, there's definitely a lot to look forward to as this week progresses. one of the things I want to bring across your radar, we already know this play has a lot of short squeeze potential in it, because when we checked, the short interest was over 30%. So all we need is demand, a lot of buying pressure. What we saw today, we did not have a lot of volume. But the thing is, considering we usually have around 244 million, don't quote me on that. I talked about that in the technicals. And then right now, I think it was around 64, 65 million for the day. That is a big difference. That is well below the average. But at the same time, we still had stable price action. It stayed holding down that $3 level. And I've talked about the $3 level. And I also talked about 290, 280, 260. I know it like the back of my mind. These are areas where we have support. We tested 291 and we're able to actually show strength off of it. So taking all of this into consideration, that low volume and still having strong price, and institutions are continuing to load up. Yes, we had some who were selling out, but we need to also take all of these factors into consideration and see, you know what, there still could be some more momentum in XELA. And of course, anyone who's inside the private group, I'll let you guys know as far as when that bullish setup actually does occur. But for anyone who is holding shares, I think this is good to know overall in general. Do keep in mind, as far as the market conditions, it can have an impact as well. So if we end up having choppy markets, or it's going to be volatile like how it was today, then of course I want to see some strength on that support. But if we have a lot of buying volume, there's a lot of pressure, and we also have a lot of traders coming into this play, then we can look forward to seeing some moves to the upside. But if XELA wants to chill in this particular area and just consolidate and build support at $3, hey, there's nothing wrong with that, because that just gets us ready for the next move up. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and we'll be talking real soon.